Recent study out of Stanford says, if you can believe this, half of today's 5-year-olds can expect to reach the age of 100. And in just 10 years, the U.S. will have more people over the age of 65 than under 17. A new book explores the coming era of super aging and what we can expect in terms of health and retirement.
It's called The Big 100, The New World of Super Aging, and author Bill Cole joins us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Larry and Robin.
I would imagine medicine and nutrition are behind some of this, as well as genetics. What is the balance of those things?
Absolutely. And there's another thing behind it, and that is the baby boom generation, which is large and getting older. And so we'll see in the next 20, 25 years, a huge increase in the numbers of people living to 100 just because the boomers are getting older.
Well, you talk about the danger of this population aging, and there's all kinds of factors of loneliness, all these things. But the biggest thing is that no matter how old the population gets, at a certain point, people have to stop working no matter how old they get, right? So just because you're living to 100 doesn't mean you can work to 100.
Certainly not. But also, it seems improbable that we'll stop working in our 60s if we're going to live to 100. You know, one of the questions we would all have is, where the heck am I going to find enough money to pay a century's worth of bills?
Right.
So we may be working, into our 70s for sure, maybe even our early 80s.
And so does medical technology keeping up with this pace of aging that can make living to 80 maybe more feasible, or so that you could work anyway, so that you could support yourself to live to 100?
Yeah, medical breakthroughs are continuing, of course, and that's really what's driving that Stanford University projection that you mentioned at the top, that half of the 5-year-olds alive today will live to 100. Astonishing. And it's because we're doing a better job at, handling the things that kill us. But, as far as working goes, we're not all the same. Some of us who can work in air-conditioned buildings may be able to work longer, but if you're in landscaping or construction or any number of other things, it could be a little bleak.
What about the state of elder care, the cost of it, the shortage of it? How do they fix that?
Well, we need to fix it. We have a caregiver shortage in the United States. One possible, solution would be sensible immigration, bringing in people who have skills, who can help take care of us, because there's just not enough of us taking those jobs.
Are robots part of that equation?
They are in some parts of the world. Japan is using robots to, remind seniors to take their meds and sort of interact with them. Whether or not we get to a point where robots can, do some of the inelegant things like, help us on and off the toilet, it remains to be seen. Big question mark there.
Yeah. It is astounding I knew that, we were living longer, but when you hear the number that in 1900, the average age of death was 47, it's really, you can't even really wrap your mind around that. And people were dying of very simple things back then.
Yeah, most of the things that killed us then were contagious diseases. We still had COVID, which hit our mortality quite a bit in the last few years. But the long-term trend lines are heartening.
Is there a reason why there are nations that have a much lower per capita income than we do and are living longer? What are they doing that we're not doing well?
Well, we have an opioids crisis in this country, the deaths of despair, suicide, homicide. These things are prevalent in the United States in ways that they aren't in some of these other countries. We honestly aren't that exceptional when you look at global life expectancy. We're kind of in the top third, but towards the bottom of that top third.
So good diet and exercise, you say, will get you to 90, but living beyond 90, a lot of that is genetics?
Yeah, for the book, I talked to a lot of centenarians, including a 112-year-old in Massachusetts. She kind of annoyed me because she doesn't wear glasses, and I do. And she's 50 years older than I am. But, clearly she won the genetic jackpot, all 5 numbers plus the Powerball. And yet, we can do things with our exercise and diet and so forth to optimize whatever genetic gifts we may have.
For more, you can check out BillColeBooks.com or follow Bill on Facebook and X. The Big 100's the name of the book. Thanks, Bill.
Thanks, Bill.
Thanks. May you live 100 years.
Yes, you too. Tom